Welcome to the starting line, a look at select bills introduced during the 90th legislative session. Applying for college can be stressful. There are many factors that a higher education institution looks at when considering students who apply for admission. How would you feel about a plan to require Minnesota State colleges and universities to automatically admit high school applicants who graduate in the top 10% of their class? This week on the starting line, we learn about a bill that would do just that. Representative Regina Barr sponsors House File 1878, which she says would benefit both prospective students and the Minnesota State system. The Republican from Inver Grove Heights sat down with us to discuss the intentions of her bill.
What House File 1878 does is provide an opportunity for Minnesota students who are in the top 10% of their class to be automatically admitted to any public post-secondary baccalaureate school. And my goal with this bill is to make sure that our best and brightest students have the opportunity to go to our schools here in the state of Minnesota if they choose to do so.
How would this proposed legislation benefit high school students and a college or university?
Well, I think it benefits the college universities in a couple of ways. First of all, we have a very diverse student population. You know, when I talk to some of the school districts, they're telling me they have 70, 80 different languages that are being spoken. So number one, I think even by making sure that we're encouraging more of our top students to go to these schools, there'll be an underlying diversity component to that. The other thing is I think it also helps to have a broader representation of students from all across the state, because it doesn't matter which public or private school that you go to. If you're in the top 10% and you want to go to a public post-secondary school here in the state, you can.
I noticed that Iowa, for example, they do something similar to this type of program, but they also figure in like ACT scores and GPA, courses completed, that type of thing. Why would this proposed legislation only have the percentile rank?
Well, we thought because most schools are doing a rank, at least 60% of the schools are doing ranks right now, that it would be an easy tool to use. And we suspect that there are more schools that you do the rank but perhaps don't publicly disclose it. You know, so for example, if you have a school where they don't talk about ranking, but they do have a valedictorian and a salutatorian, they're probably doing the ranking but just not making it public. So we felt it would be an easy tool to use. We are open to looking at some other tools as well, so we don't want to preclude any student from being considered. And quite frankly, a lot of times when students are being admitted, they do look at other factors like that. So I just think it's a first step and a first start to just try to find a way to create this opportunity for our students to go to school here if they choose to.
Opponents may see this proposal as unfair because some students might not be able to meet these requirements. What would you say to them?
Well, when you say they may not meet these requirements, I want to share a story that Representative Albright mentioned in committee. He talked about a young man who had a 3.8 average, who was a leader in his school. He was in sports, he traveled internationally, you know, did all the right things as a student. And if you look at some of the criteria, all of those are criteria, had good ACT scores, and he was not admitted to the University of Minnesota. And I think that's tragic. When I look at this, our hardworking Minnesotans are putting their hard-earned money into our public education, including our post-secondary schools. And I think that their hardworking children should be able to benefit from that as well.
House File 1878 was held over March 7th by the House Higher Education and Career Readiness Policy and Finance Committee for possible omnibus bill inclusion. For more information on this or any of the bills that we feature on the starting line, you can visit the House website, www.house.mn, and choose the bill search and status option. Thanks for watching The Starting Line.